Y'all know it's Monday.
Hello.
Hey, y'all. Y'all know it's Monday. Had a little technical difficulties, but we're here.
Man, this computer of mine was not letting me be great for real. And I swear, y'all, I was like flabbergasted, or my gasters were flabbered because y'all, I'm a little techie, but listen, I ain't got time. I ain't got time to be on here trying to stress out about volumes and screens, and I be ready to throw the whole damn computer.
Right.
Listen.
Happy Monday, everybody. Hope everybody had a good holiday week off.
Yes. No. Well, I had to think about that. What was I doing? Girl, no, I was in the bed healing last week. I had to think about what I was doing. I had a week off, but not a week off because I was still healing and in pain. So, you know.
I was tired, honey.
And Sean, y'all had a whole week off for the holiday?
No, bro. No. Last Monday, man. Last Monday. Get with the program.
Well, I was saying the whole week because I was still turned around. Let me make y'all laugh. So I was so turned around, just like, you know, from the pain medicine from surgery and like napping during the daytime and then being woke at night and then like having cleared my schedule to go through all this, right? So this week I was getting back into the swing of things. Sunday, I jumped out the bed because I usually have a start my day at like 5:30 on Mondays, right? Because I have my first appointment at 7 a.m. Right. I jumped out the bed at like 6:55, like, oh shit, I overslept. So I'm jumping up trying to brush my teeth, get myself together, finna text my client, like, give me 15 minutes. I'll be there. And then I was like, wait, what day is it? So I looked and it was Sunday. So I looked and it was Sunday. So then I laid back down, went on through the rest of my day, right? Jumped up Monday at my normal time, you know, about 5:30, got the dog situated, got them fed, you know, I'm piddling around the house doing all kind of random shit. I decided I'm gonna make me a smoothie because I hadn't had a smoothie in a couple of weeks. So I'm in the kitchen trying to work with my one little hand and use my little emulsifier or whatever they call it in my little mason jar. I'm getting down. Listen, this smoothie was epic. And then it dawns on me, wait a minute, what day is it? So I grabbed my phone and it's again like 6:55. And I had to message my client and be like, I'm so sorry. I'm on the way to the office. Y'all, I was running through the house trying to like figure out what to put on and get myself together. Cause I was pretty much, you know, I was already clean and everything, but I still had to find clothes to put on, like make sure my hair was decent, moisturize my face. I said, this is some bullshit. Like I was so turned around. So finally, what's today? This is Monday, a week later. I have finally got my shit together and feel like I'm back on point a little bit. Clearly not as much as I think because this laptop was giving me a run for my money just there. But you know.
Well, I messed around and woke up on the weekend at like 4:30 thinking that it was 4:30 a.m. that I was running late and I was going to miss the school bus. So, you know, I'm just saying, hey, them dreams be weird, bro. They be weird. I mean, I'm 55. I ain't seen a school bus in 35, 40 years.
How old are you?
Right. And it's like, I done missed the bus. Yeah.
I'm telling y'all.
So that's the thing is sometimes you'll get in those dreams and it depends on whatever it is that you've been like thinking about before you went to bed and you'll wake up all discombobulated. Don't want me, mama, I'm not gonna miss the bus. Mama been gone and the bus too. Oh, but you know, so y'all, I debated whether I wanted to talk about this, but I do want to talk about this because this is a troubling trend that I'm seeing.
Gypsy, wait a minute. You ain't even gave Sean a chance to jump in and say how his holidays
last week, man. Bump Sean.
Oh.
Gonna text us at 5:35 talking about something. Yeah, I ain't gonna make it. What?
It wasn't 5:35.
So it was not. You're so damn dramatic.
5:35 Eastern time. I don't care what time it was. It changed.
It still wasn't 5:35 Eastern time, so
It's so one.
Listen, I got receipts. Let me go look.
Pull them up, baby, because I want to see this.
Pull up receipts. Because what you're not gonna do is call me a lie. What you're not gonna do is call me a lie. Hey, ladies, I won't be able to make it tonight. I have a prior engagement. 4:46. Okay.
That is not 5:35.
No, it was 3:46 our time.
It was 4:46.
Yeah, that's your time.
I don't care. I said this is the only time zone that concerns me is the one I live in. My schedule runs around that time zone.
I was trying to help you, Sean.
Hey, I mean, she
don't want tonight. You been pre-gaming?
But she,
I keep receipts. I got receipts from back when I had my Samsung flip phone that had the little keyboard, just in case a nigga want to lie.
She hollered, she had receipts, but she proved she proved herself wrong. So hey.
Right. Just loud and wrong.
4:46, 5:23, whatever. It's still close enough to the time that we get the start. That is not the 2-hour window that you're supposed to call your job.
So once you start paying me, I'll observe that 2-hour window. How about that?
Well, we can't even get you to be on time first.
You got to be on time to get paid.
I mean, I know you're not talking about somebody being on time. I know that.
Don't talk for me because I be sitting here waiting on y'all asses majority of the time. I was late today. I was talking.
When he finished, he finished school us, but he said first of all, and get the point.
Because I'm like, don't come for me. I ain't doing
that. I mean, was she guilty or something? I mean, because I was talking to her.
What's so funny is when he started pointing and going, first of all, that's the old school. First of all.
Listen, when he moisturized them lips, he finna come with it then because they gotta make sure the words moving.
You know what I was waiting to hear next, Jay? Let me tell you one motherfucking thing.
I was waiting on the grandfather tug of the beard.
That's a Philly phrase. That's a Philly phrase. Yeah, that's a Philly phrase right there. Let me tell you one motherfucking thing.
I was waiting on the tug of the beard. I knew it was funny. He started doing that. But we love you, Sean. How you doing?
You got your tails. How you doing?
Yo. But I'm grateful. I'm always grateful.
He like, I'm sick of y'all shit. Shut the hell up.
It's cool. It's cool because hey.
He gonna come back. I'm already waiting on it.
No, it's cool. Yeah, women always want to, but hey, it's cool.
I ain't nope. You're not gonna sucker me into that one.
Right. I started to charge in there like a bull in the church. No, because he probably got something for me. Because that was a little right there. And as soon as I charged in, he was going, let me have it. I already knew. Now, let me sit like that.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Anywho, let me take a quick commercial break and remind you all to subscribe to the channel. Make sure that you are sharing by clicking that button and grabbing that link and sharing it out to the people that you love and enjoy, because we're having these conversations, guys, because we want to help continue to shift the narrative in our culture, in our communities, in our neighborhoods, for us, especially as Black people, but also the larger communities as a whole as well, right? We're talking about sex, intimacy, power, pleasure, and all the things in between, all things healing and wellness, mental health, metaphysical, spiritual, everything that helps to take us to thrive, right? And your engagement helps us to grow. Make sure that you're commenting as you're joining us. I know some of y'all like to creep behind the scenes and watch us on the TV while y'all drinking your wine or your lusciousness. Hey, ain't no judgment whether you're smoking, drinking, or snacking. I don't care as long as you're tuning in.
That part.
And for your jobs and some other things, we know that some of you guys don't follow directions and create your secondary account. We get it, but at least share out the link so that those who can comment and participate can, because that helps us to know who our audience is. That helps us to know what to talk about. Okay. That helps us to personalize this, to talk about the things that are relative to you and related to what you're going through when you ask us questions. Stop sending me the same questions over and over so we can answer some new questions. I'll be having to redirect y'all. Like, we talked about that. Go to this video. We talked about that. Go to that video. So before you send us a question, do me a favor. Make sure you go back and kind of look at some of the replays that we have. Y'all, I ain't gonna even lie. We rarely stay on topic, but a lot of the questions that you have and that you're curious about, we have probably talked about them in a lot of what we've already covered. And if you got a twist on it or remix, send it to us so we can dive into it and get nitty gritty with, right? That being said, make sure that you also like this video, because that helps us as well. And finally, I love y'all. And I know that I can speak for Gypsy and Sean when I say that as well. Thank you for every single person from when we started to right now that is helping us to grow this channel, that tunes in, that tells other people about it. Listen, y'all don't even know. Like my nail lady that owns the shop, some of her techs in the shop, not only do we shout them out because they sponsor and they're amazing, we be in the shop talking about this stuff and going about the replays and all the things that we be up here like shooting the shit about. It's real. We be in the barbershop talking about it. I know he talks to a lot of her people about it. Even though they tried to call me out and say I don't be talking about the topic, they lied, because I be giving it to them. They just don't be paying attention. That's their fault.
Right.
I'm innocent. Okay, I just had to put that out there. Anywho, we love y'all. Thank you for this commercial break. And we are now resuming back to our regularly scheduled program. Which one of y'all want to dive in first?
So there's something that's been on my mind and on my heart. And the more I find out about this, the more I think we need to address it. So I know a lot of the youngins be like, oh, that's old school or whatever. That's old school. That's the way old people used to do it or whatever, right? But there was a reason that we had a policy. If we come together, we leave together. But we have a policy that somebody knew where we was going and stuff like that. And it's because before there was the internet where things would go viral and people would know, what was going on, or know that somebody was missing. It was just word on the street. And so it wasn't as prevalent as it is. But like when I was in high school, I know for a fact, one of our classmates, Tanya can vouch for this, one of our classmates dated Jerry Rice when he was at Alcorn. We were in high school.
Hey, Tanya.
And I think we were in 10th grade when he was dating somebody that went to school with us. So, and he's got a car and old enough to drive back and forth from Alcorn and stuff like that, right? Okay, that's just somebody that's a grown up to us that are kids. But let's talk about the other thing where we've got these young girls that like guys that have cars and jobs so that they can, help them floss or whatever, right? So, it wasn't like it wasn't a trend back in the day to date somebody older or whatever. But these folks is going and getting people old enough to be their parents. And
that's nasty.
Right. I say the same thing. But what I found out, so I was having a discussion with my goddaughter and my younger son. And I said, even if you don't tell me, y'all tell each other when y'all, going out or whatever, or dipping or whatever. Because there was a young lady in Maryland. Y'all probably have heard about her. Her name is Dakara Thompson. She made the national news. She was missing since August like 24th or something, and they found her body last week. And what happened is she willingly parked her car and got in the car with this older guy. He's like 35. And we don't know exactly what happened, but we do know she willingly got in the car. And there are people on different chat threads and stuff, some people that are familiar with her and some people that are just suspecting because they're familiar with the lifestyle that says, oh, she was tricking. But not tricking as in prostituting, but tricking as in, a lot of these young girls are dating these older guys, get money and stuff from them. Yeah, I know it's hard out here and stuff, but she told her dad she was going to get gas. It was 9 o'clock at night. She told her dad she was going to get gas. And then at one something, her location couldn't be found on her phone anymore. And they found her car the next day and they called the police. And her car was parked going the wrong direction and her wallet was still in the car and stuff like that. The stuff that we leave in the car when we think we coming right back, we just hopping over to say something to somebody or talk to somebody or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So when she willingly got in the car, we don't know if he took off with her and she didn't expect to be leaving. But whatever the case is, her purse and all her stuff was in her car. And so when they found the body, she had no ID. And because she had no ID on her, she was, listed as a Jane Doe until they could finally figure out who she was or whatever, right? Even if you're going to lie to your parents about where you're going, don't lie. Somebody needs to know where you're going.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to know where you were. Somebody needs to know what you're doing. And some of these you don't need to be messing with no man that's old enough to be your parent.
How old was she though?
She was 19.
She's grown.
She was 19. And he don't look like somebody she would probably date, to be honest with you.
If she's in it for the money, you probably wouldn't. She just was in it for the money.
But the thing is you also got to understand that now with all this AI manufactured photos and videos and stuff like that, ain't no telling what she thought she was going to see when she went to the car compared to who she saw when she got to the car. Because his mugshot don't look like nobody she would have been messing with.
I mean, as they say, using how to be who to be, you don't know how long she knew him. She could have been knowing him.
True.
Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? But I mean, she was grown enough to make her own decision. I mean, unfortunately, that happened. But
But that's about the power. Because a lot of times, those dynamics are about power. Because the one that holding the purse is the power of the purse. Think about it. The one that got the money. And so, I mean, because this could go either way. This could go with dudes too. Dudes messing with older women. This could go, the other way. Of course, we don't really hear about dudes getting killed by strange women. They usually get killed by somebody they cheating on, to be honest with you. But like for real, Like, I mean, let's just keep it real. But
I think too many women are hurt that that's the first thing they go to when they say, oh, they get killed by somebody cheating on versus, because yeah, there are some crazy sick women out here that, oh, I'll buy you that new PlayStation 5, but you gotta leave your girlfriend. I ain't leave my girlfriend, and then pew pew, so
right.
shit happens. But I mean, in today's world, I mean, yeah, I don't understand how hard it is to stay connected with all the connectivity out here. I mean, hell, you could turn your stove on with your phone nowadays. So,
And
Mm-hmm.
your
but
refrigerator.
I'm just saying though, hey, be careful. But this new generation, they on some other shit. They on some
Yeah,
other
but
shit.
your reach now is so much further. And these people with these OnlyFans and things like, I don't know. I just think that now they've lost some of the things that we had for safety precautions. Like I said before, when you came with your friends, you left with your friends. If y'all went to a club together, we wasn't splitting up. We didn't do all of that. No.
So I'll jump in. Hey
Yeah.
James, thank you for joining us.
Tanya, James.
I feel like I kind of straddle between what both of y'all are saying. I mean, I get it. Once you're of the age of consent, I guess it's kind of hard to tell a person what they can't do. And we all know, looking back from our vantage point of hindsight, you know, we all still know that back in those days, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, probably way up to 25, couldn't nobody tell us shit, right? And
Right.
so we thought we knew. We were sick of the adults. They just don't want me to have no fun. Y'all know all the stupid shit we used to say
Yeah.
because we really couldn't understand. And especially based on how it was being presented to us, we couldn't understand the true concern behind a lot of what they were saying. And especially if it was something that they were saying that was different than what we saw them doing,
Right.
you know. Um, I did grow up dating older, but that was within a certain limit. Like it was nothing in me that wanted to date anybody, you know, 30 and up. I just wasn't with it. I think the oldest I dated when I was in my teen was, to my knowledge, was like 21. And I shouldn't have been doing that. Let's be honest. That was still too old, right? But I think that also came into play because for me, I was strategic. I was specifically looking once my dad was no longer in the vicinity and I knew that I didn't have his protection in the community. I was strategic about looking for someone that I knew would keep me safe. That was like my whole focus because, Atlanta's a big city. People are crazy as fuck. And when you are a Black woman with curves and you mature fast physically, I don't want to say all men. I don't believe it's all men. I never have. But there unfortunately are a lot of men that will look at a child and all they see is ass, tits, and whatever else. They don't see a child, right? They see curves. And so I was all about protection. Now, there are a lot of people that do date for whatever the reason. That being said, nobody deserves to have their life taken because they chose to trick or date or have sex or whatever it is with somebody older, outside their race, outside their community, whatever that may look like. I also think, a lot of times we have to take into context. I agree with you, Gypsy. I grew up in the era of I don't play about mine. If I walked in the door with you, we all leaving together and walking out that door together. And if one of us come up missing, everybody in the pack is going. I don't care if it's two of us, three of us, or however many. We all gonna search this whole motherfucking place till we find the one that's lost. And
Right.
and I've experienced that before where I don't know if I shared this before, but this been like 20 plus years ago. But I was out with a group of friends. It might have been, I think, 5 or 6 of us. It was a couple of my friends on one side of me and a couple of my friends on the other side of me that we were all getting together and they were meeting each other. But I was the common one that knew everybody. So we all go out to dinner, go out dancing to this little it wasn't even a club. It was, I don't know, it's like a bar grill or something, but they played music and did the line dances and all that stuff at that time, And we just happen to look up. We all out on the dance floor, and we look up, and one of the girls is missing. And it's like, oh, hell no, round up. She had been on the dance floor, and then she was just gone. So we searched the entire club. We meant what I said. We did it. We got out to the parking lot because we couldn't find her inside after searching the back, the kitchen, the bathroom. You gonna get the fuck out my way. We walking through this kitchen. Like, that's how we were, right? Mm-hmm. So we searched the whole inside of the place. We get outside. This dude, I don't want to say he took her out there against her will because I don't know. Right. What I do know is that she was entirely too intoxicated to be making any type of sexual or other decisions by herself, right? Because everybody had been drinking. We found her walking row by row in the parking lot in the back of a car with him. And opened the door and snatched her ass out. And she protested and he protested. I don't give a fuck. We all leaving. And we're finna get you sober. Like, that's how we rolled. And we were all ready to square up on him because you finna unhand her. Like, who you? You gonna get all of this, right? So he went on about his business and we, got her. Like, we just left. There was nothing left after that. It's done. We out. So we got her back to the house and everybody stayed with her until she was sober, right? Because whatever she had intended to do or even consented to do, I will never be the friend that watches you do something that you're going to wake up in the morning and regret. Now, if you choose to fight me on it, I can't stop you. But as long as I can intervene, I will. And that's what we did for her. And she was thankful. Mm-hmm. So I don't necessarily understand the mindset of the ladies nowadays wanting to go out by themselves or not tell people. Like, even when I did go out, I never went out by myself. Like, I was never a big club person, but if I did go, it was always with people, either my man or my girlfriends. But if I was going out on a date with somebody new or like just beginning to date somebody, baby, we had pictures of the tag. We had pictures of the driver's license. And I'm talking about this was 20 plus years ago. Like, sir, I can't get in your car till I have sent them all this information. First of all, if I'm getting in your car, it's because I'm meeting you somewhere in public. You still ain't finna know where I live just yet till I get to know you and get comfortable with you. If I've been out with you a couple of times and met you at that place, now, okay, I might get in the car with you and I'm still finna send them a copy of your license and the picture of your car, you standing next to your car and the picture of your tag, right? Mm-hmm. And I was just, I guess, how I was raised, I was that type. Even if I met you at the restaurant or the location, I'm still going all out my way before I go home just to make sure you don't follow me home. Like, I just... You know what I'm saying? If I live 10 minutes down the road, you ain't gonna know it because I'm about to drive 30 minutes before I go.
And we're gonna pass that police station about 3-4 times.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and even when it was done, like, I was calling people when I got to the restaurant in front of them. Like, you're gonna know I got people. I was calling somebody when I was leaving the restaurant. Now, once we started dating and you've met my people, we good. But even in my adulthood, this was not something I just did as a late teen, early adult. Like, this is something I did my entire dating life. Mm-hmm. So and don't let me, y'all, please understand.
Nobody's trying to ruin your fun.
Right. I ain't had no speak and span spotless childhood. I was out there doing fuck shit just like everybody else was.
Me too, honey.
But I was raised to be, I guess, strategic and think and plan ahead and always value safety. And so it's sad. I mean, whatever she was doing, who knows? Only she knows. But I think it's a culture thing. I think it's a worldly thing. It's not just our community or our culture. It's a people thing as well, that you got to be afraid, because we look at the tender swindler. That's coming up a lot more recently. With people, using the dating profiles to swindle people and fleece people and steal from them. And then, years ago, the whole rash, and I think it's still a thing, but it was real big a few years back when everybody started sharing all their business. Now people breaking into your house because they know you halfway around the world on vacation. And death has always been a thing. I think we just hear about it more because of social media and the frenzy of the media now. But it's just, I think it's sad when we as humans can't even
don't value life.
Yeah, and we don't value life
as much as we used to. And like the Ted Bundys and stuff were like anomalies back then. And now, to be honest with you, mass shootings, serial killers, that kind of stuff is so commonplace that people aren't even shocked anymore.
So, well, let me say James' comment, and then I want to say something. You said, I saw the curves the youngins had, but I knew they were youngins. There were 2 on my street that had the hots for me. All I remember saying is the 17-year-old is saying 17 will get you 20. No, thank you. Yeah. Like I said, I will never be the person to say all guys are trash. I think there are so many amazing men if you just are willing to look. I just had this conversation with a guy yesterday. She said, I'm not in the circles and spaces where the type of men are I want to be with. I said, yeah, you are. You wherever you need to be, as long as you're willing to be open to how you're being guided and drawn to the right places to meet who's for you. And that person is open, right? Like there's not just one person. There's different people that we can connect with. I tell people that all the time. If you're not meeting who you want to meet, change how you think.
But the thing is that there are, while it has opened up the world for us to meet people that are like-minded, it has also opened up the world for predators.
Oh, you talking about social media? Yes. I was talking about in general, like
just
in general, but yeah, especially social media. I agree.
But they have opened up the world because you can meet people who think like you, who like the same things you do. I remember there was I don't know if it's still around, but there was an app called Meetup. And it wasn't about dating. It was about
I used to love them.
Yeah, it was about meeting people that did the same things that you did, like go hiking. Like we used to go up Stone Mountain, or you could go bowling or whatever, right? And then some people were single in the group. Sometimes there were couples in the group, but you could meet people that like to do things that you like to do. I mean, that was the first purpose of social media, but over the last 15 to 20 years, actually, I'm going to say the last 25 years, we've become desensitized to a lot of things. Desensitized to crime, desensitized to racial profiling and things like just desensitized to the lewdness and things like that go on. And they've kind of tried to almost normalize some of the deviant behavior.
I don't think it's kind of, I think they've done it intentionally.
Right. Not just on social media, but in the entertainment that we quote unquote watch. The entertainment is now a lot more deviant. I was watching the news today, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed how much they cuss on the news. They say shit and damn and all kinds of stuff on the news now.
What news was you watching?
I'm like, wait, what is that?
MSNBC. I was actually watching Morning Joe on MSNBC. And but what I'm saying is, look at the people in leadership now. They curse too, like that. Everybody's so crass, and now it's not even shocking anymore. I remember when Florida Evans said, damn, on Good Times, and it shocked everybody. It was like, oh, she cussing on TV.
So, okay, so James said people are easily found on the internet. Come swing in this direction, get you a CC. Listen,
right.
I promise to God, me and my neighbor was talking about that. I said, I'm on first and ask questions second, because I got to survive to tell the story, because folks is real strange out here. Tanya said, right, what news was you watching?
I just told y'all I was watching Morning Joe. He was saying shit now, but matter of fact, he was quoting something that the VP said.
Oh, that's different. Because,
but the VP has said something about he don't give a shit.
Well, we don't care. We don't care what he said.
Nope.
No, but I'm saying when they said that
we don't care. We don't care what he said.
Not at all.
Him and his boy been in there wilding, so yeah, they
right. So let me ask you a question, Gypsy. Okay, so first, James said he remembers Meetup. I want to go back to that. Man, y'all, if you don't know what it was the shit, because when I was in Atlanta, Years ago, I started using Meetup to get out with, different groups. When I moved to Tennessee, I was in the hiking group. We was all over Georgia, Tennessee, Alabama. When I moved here to Alabama, I was still in the hiking group. We was tag teaming with that hiking group. I joined a movie group. We was doing dinner and a movie every week, having award parties and all kind of shit when the little, music awards and stuff was coming on. Yes, we would dress up and do the whole thing and have we had a ball. It was just like-minded people getting out to have fun, right? Yeah. I haven't been on there in years, so I don't know what it's like now, but it was really nice just to be able to find people in your age group, your same hobbies. I think I had joined I was in a hiking group. I was in a walking club. I was doing all kind of stuff.
I did a sip and paint one time.
Yes.
That was so much fun.
You talking about the business. Meetup was the shit. Now, the other thing I want to ask you, Gypsy, because clearly we cuss on here. This is our after dark version. This is where we just relax and come out of our corporate personalities, and we're just our everyday layered selves of corporate, hood, all the things in between.
I'm not saying anything wrong with cursing. What I'm saying is the FCC used to fine folks for cursing.
Okay, I got you. Because I'm like, okay.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was like. FCC used to fine networks and stuff for cursing. There were certain words they could say. But now it's like they can say whatever they want to say.
I mean, if you really paid attention, I mean, hell, you can go back to the days of what was that shit? Dollars, maybe like bitch,
Oh yeah.
But also, if you think about it, we're not. I remember saying this recently, like within the last month or two on the episode. We're not that removed from. What's Jamie Lee Curtis's mom's name? I can't remember, but the actress Jamie Lee Curtis, her mom was the first woman to bear her breast in a bra.
Oh, that's right. Psycho.
Yeah, in that movie Psycho. We're not that far removed from that. Now we got ass, titties, and penises and everything everywhere all the time for no reason. Because I watch a lot of movies and TV series, like when I'm binge watching, when I'm just getting a chance to relax. I ain't finna lie. Now we got a whole podcast talking about sex, but sometimes Janet Lee, yes, thank you, Dana. Hey, Dana, how you doing? I am not approved by any means. We got a whole podcast on sex, but sometimes I'm like clutching my pearls, like, why am I staring at this man's penis or this woman's pussy? Because y'all just wanted to show them brushing their teeth. Like, come on, we use sex to sell everything now. Like, how in the fuck was that relevant to the context of this scene? You get what I'm saying? But again, I think we have taken the human body and over-sexualized it.
Yes.
Because everything doesn't have to be about sex 24/7. But I think it's media's not attempt, because they've done it and they're doing it. I think it's media's intention to, again, like you said, to piggyback on your word, to desensitize us so that we blur the lines around where boundaries and autonomy exist. We blur the lines of where respect for individuality and each person's personal space exists. Because I'm a person, like, I don't want to say everybody, but I will say a lot of them don't understand personal space. And I am that person is like, can you back up just a little bit? Because I'm an introvert and I really don't feel like I need to share what you had for breakfast this morning. And they're not the only culture or community or race. There are a lot of people, most of us that I come across. Can y'all hear me?
No, I hear you.
They're not the only culture that does that.
Right.
Okay, so wait. I have a question. I have a question for you. So when I talked about desensitizing and over sexualizing, the other thing, I'm trying to choose my words carefully. I think that they've overtly made pedophilia okay, because one of the images that they promote, think about it, is underdeveloped women and boys. The ultra skinny look, that's a That's
Okay, yeah, you messed up.
You
But
you
anyway,
froze.
oh, I'm sorry.
I feel what you saying, but that's not that's a see, you
That
going off the deep
prepubescent
end.
look.
No. But you're going off on the deep end with that, and it's a reason
Okay.
why. It is a reason why because the for the longest time the most voluptuous was what people wanted to obtain, but because a lot of them don't develop well in that area versus melanated people,
Right.
they wanted to stay away from the melanin and bring it back to the opaque.
But that's a little prepubescent. That look
I mean,
is
for them,
prepubescent, and
they call it sexy though. That's sexy, you know. She all skinny as hell. She only weighed 90 pounds, and yeah, it's
but
disgusting to me. But
okay. The reason I said that is because the original topic was about these younger women and these older men. Somehow it's almost like it's been made okay by the prepubescent look being okay. So then they kind of like, in a way, kind of justify it. You know what I'm saying?
no, pedophilia comes from a long line of
Because that's been around for a
well,
long time, way before
yeah,
media.
motherfuckers had to marry a 13-year-old because if they didn't, they had less of a chance of producing the offspring they needed to work the farms. That's where that shit stems from. So that's where
So
it comes from. They only recently, I mean, now what, it's been like 6 years since they changed the laws where
yeah,
old ass men couldn't marry young girls anymore, and now it's illegal because the whole paradigm shift where before it was okay, now it's not. But people already had that shit ingrained in their DNA.
yeah. And you got to think about the swings through not just our recent history, but you got to think about the swings through the history of our civilization, right? So we've seen that constant shift when we look at the patterns of waif. Yes. I think it's spelled
WAIF.
yeah,
Yeah.
waif. Um, and Hay said, "What's up? Thoughts from your boy podcast." We'll give him a shout out. Thank you for joining us. But I think if we look at the patterns in history, we've seen that go round and round and round and round. We've seen where waif thin was the idol. Then we've seen the fat, the voluptuous, the plump was the idol. We've seen where the fat, the plump, the voluptuous meant wealth because that meant you actually had enough food to eat, right? You had enough provision and resource.
Mm-hmm.
And then we saw where, fair skin was considered the thing because it meant you were wealthy enough to be in the house, not outside in the sun as part of the working class. So we've seen these patterns in our recent history. We've seen it going back hundreds and thousands of years. And I think we have to remember that when we look in the context of our media right now, don't quote me on this because media is not my expertise. I don't study this for a living.
Right.
But just from my thoughts, I think the media always has an agenda as we know it now because it participates in a lot of things that demonize our culture.
Correct.
So I think because Black bodies have been fetishized so much in recent history, and when I say recent history, I mean the last few hundreds of years. I'm not talking about the last 20, 30. I'm talking about the last few centuries. Our bodies have been fetishized because of our curves, because of our perception, or the perception of our strength, right? Because we were supposed to be good workhorses and all this bullshit that they taught themselves in order to justify slavery. But because we were also the forbidden fruit, it made them often want us even more sexually. It was a paradox that we could not get out of, a conundrum that we could not escape. And so now that even though we're supposedly free, we understand that the media still does its job very well in demonizing our communities, i.e. black on black crime, i.e. when we have a black space that is all about us, it's, well, what about other people? Why are y'all being, racist and all this other bullshit? But it's never that when it's excluding us and anybody else that doesn't look like a certain demographic, right? So we understand all of that's going on as well. I think we just have to look at how do we figure out what we believe and where we stand, and how do we continue to educate people, not in a way that's forceful, trying to make them think what we think, but to challenge people. Now, let me give you an example of what I mean. So here in Birmingham, we just had the recent mayoral election, and it was one of the most fucking asinine. I'm trying to think of the words I want to use because I don't really have nothing nice to say about it, like at all, at fucking all. And y'all know me, I typically try to find something nice, so I shut the hell up. I got nothing nice to say because I saw all these grown ass people running for this city office, name calling. I mean, they looked like the president and his cronies and how they've been acting all this time.
They normalized that behavior.
Right. You get what I'm saying? And these were all us. I'm not talking about it. I'm talking about us. These were all us, name calling, being petty as fuck on social media, creating memes and all this other bullshit. But, and I had to ask a friend of mine, and it just randomly came up. We were headed to vote, and I said something, and she said who she was voting for. And I said, let me ask you a question. Why are you voting for them? Now, I'm not asking you to change your mind. I just want to understand. And I don't mind sharing with you who I'm voting for and sharing my thoughts on it. Because, see, me and her, we can talk like this. Now, everybody doesn't do politics, and I respect it. But in my circle, I kind of live my life with there's not much that's off limits if you're in my inner circle, right? Yeah. So I said, can I ask you why you're voting for them? And if you don't want to talk about it, I respect it. She was like, no. So we had a really interesting dialogue, and she gave me some of the reasons that she was wanting to vote for that person. I didn't really understand it. And I said, can I share some thoughts with you? And she was like, yeah. I said, what have they done for your community? Because you're voting for them, the incumbent. I said, but what has he done, or what has his administration done for you? I'm not talking about what he's done in general. I'm saying what he's done for your community. Because these are the things that I went one by one through all the things that she consistently talks to me about. And he ain't help with none of that shit.
Right.
You got other people out here saying they actively want to try to make a difference. Now, whether they will, who the fuck knows? Because we know a lot of people say one thing to get in office and change their mind. But at this point, hell, they got as good a chance as he, because he ain't.
And so been there and still ain't do it.
Right. And so we talked about, well, he can't control everything. Yes, the fuck he can. And so me and Benny, so I'm gonna call Benny out because, Benny say what the fuck he want to say when he want to say what he said, what the fuck he said, right? So when I was in the barbershop, and I told him I was going to bring this up. So when I was in the barbershop, we got to talking about it, me, him, and some of the other people that was in there this particular day. And we were talking about the fact that so many people become so conditioned to what is familiar and what becomes normal, or what they see, that's what they focus on, instead of getting out of the lines to color separately, or getting out of the box, or thinking creatively around the topic at hand, right? So whether it's sex in the media,
right,
whether it's dating at a young age,
right,
whether it's cussing, and whether it's becoming crass, or it's creative language, whether it's the mayoral race, whatever it is, I think so many of us are conditioned that we stop asking questions.
Well, I'm conditioned, I guess, to expect a little bit more decorum from leadership. Yeah,
that's where you fucked up.
But you know what I'm saying? Shut the hell up. But
that's where you fucked up. Don't expect shit from nobody.
But okay, so wait. So I want to lead into our other topic for tonight.
1 second. Let me read James's question. Now, he said in Maryland, his name is Wes Moore.
Yeah. Yep. The same thing. It's like, what have you done for the community? What is the change that you're trying to bring? So the thing is, okay, when I say they've normalized things, right? They've even normalized medical care in our community, where we expect that we won't get pain management when we go to the doctor. We expect that we're not going to get proper pain management. That when we go in there, they're going to kind of be dismissive of us. When we go in there and we are preparing for surgery, sometimes they aren't really as forthcoming with all the stuff that might go on in the after effects that we may need to expect, right? And then even if they know that the after effects for most people is pain, they'll give us 10 pills. And then they'll say we pill shopping if we come back and when we come back for our week follow-up and say, hey, I need some more pills because I'm still in severe pain and blah, 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 blah.
Hey, right? Alicia.
Hey, Alicia. So the thing is that we've got to get out of that, oh, I don't want to complain. I don't want them to think I'm pill shopping. I don't want to be feeling like I'm trouble because I'm asking to be healed and made whole. Yeah. We're paying for a service when we go to these doctors. We're paying for a service. They have chosen that profession of healing. And it's not fair for us to be expected to have a higher level pain threshold or to be dismissive or not respectful of our time. How am I going to have the first appointment of the day and you late? And I don't mean late like 10, 15 minutes. I'm sitting here, it's an hour after my appointment and I'm looking around like, well, where the doctor at? But if I was that late, you would touch me your feet and would not see me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The thing is that you can't go into the healthcare without having a community around you. Whatever your community looks like, it may be a couple people, but you need to have somebody that can advocate for you when you out there laid out sleep.
Listen, y'all. So I was talking about this with my friend the other day. There's a method to my madness, right? And I hate that I have had to be this way, but this is how I have learned how to get what I need in the medical system. Right. And this is why I wanted to talk about this tonight. And this is why y'all always hear me getting up on my fucking mountain to scream this to anybody that will listen, because there are a couple of things that I think, based on what you said, Gypsy, and based on my own experiences and what I see us go through. One, yes, the medical system was created with us at a disparity, right? With us at a lower level, with us being considered subhuman or subpar, less than, all that bullshit. Mm-hmm. And yes, even though we're in 2025, we still very much recognize because a lot of people still want to deny it, but we all know, let me fix that, because there's some stupid ones that are us too. Many of us that have had to navigate it recognize that there are still some disparities and there's still a very big disconnect in the medical space, right? That being said, I think we have to hold some accountability. Mm-hmm. Because a person can only keep you down if you choose to stay down.
True.
We have started to accept, and I say we, and I'm the first to throw my hand up, that we have to operate at a higher level of pain, that we have to work twice as hard to get half as far. We say these things not even thinking about them anymore because we have heard them for so long. And so now we repeat it, not even recognizing what the hell we're saying, because it has become routine, right?
Right.
We go into the doctor's office expecting everything that you just said. I wholeheartedly agree. And that is why they are still able to fucking get away with it, because we don't know how to ask. We don't know what to ask. We don't prep ourselves before we go. We don't oftentimes do the research or look out for other people that have been through it and ask them what to expect, so that by the time we walk in, we know what we should be looking for and what we should be expecting. A lot of times we just navigate it by ourselves. People go through shit, don't even know they going through nothing because they don't talk about it. And I'm a big advocate of, I know you want your privacy, baby. I respect it, but somebody need to know where you at. So these are some of the things I do, and I'm gonna tell you why. One, I don't have a doctor's appointment on my calendar that at least 3 other people in my life don't know about. Why? Because if I got to get up in there and show my motherfucking ass because you want to talk to me like I'm crazy, or you want to deny me the care I need, or you want to act like I don't deserve it, somebody need to have bail money ready in case they need to bail me out, because I'm going to slap the fuck off and going nuclear if you try to treat me as, and I mean that with everything in me. I swear to God, I do. Because they will talk to you like you're crazy. They will talk to you like you are a drug addict. They will talk to you like you're seeking, right? And if you don't check their asses and let them know, baby, I have been fired by a doctor's office before. I fired them first. They just didn't know it because I had already deleted them out of my phone and decided I was never going back. I will not pay you to mistreat me. And then like a month later, they sent me a letter saying I was not allowed back. Who the fuck? Baby, I wasn't never coming back because I was in a migraine. I had a cluster migraine for a week. And when I was calling, begging for help, because I still had to wait because the neurologist was so backed up. When I was calling my primary doctor, begging for help, listen, can y'all just get me in for a visit to write a short-term prescription until my neurologist can see me? They was bullshitting me and transferring me and doing all. I know you fucking lying. Y'all ain't never got to worry about me coming up in here because y'all ain't doing your fucking job. Who you talking to, right? When you go for surgery, baby, I'm getting on YouTube. I have posted on social media and Facebook and in women's groups I'm in asking different questions because I want to know who's been through it. I don't give a fuck what color you are. Who's been through it? What did your doctors educate you on? What questions did you ask? What was your recovery like? What did your family have to do to help you? How did you prep? Did you buy specific things? These are all the questions I've learned to ask because one, I've recognized a lot of the times the doctors are doing surgeries on you they ain't never been through. That they don't know the personal experience on what that recovery looks like outside of what they have read in a book and what they have seen their patients exhibit when they come in for those follow-up visits. And a lot of the times, if the patients don't know what to tell them and don't know what to ask, those doctors have very limited vantage points because a lot of them are just there to do a fucking job and make their money and clock out and go home. Yes, some of them do really go to school for that long and pay that much money because the benefits outweigh the risk for them, right? They know on the upside of it, they're going to get that money back and a lot more of it. And then, yes, aside from that, there are a lot of people that really do care. You got to be prepared, whoever's in that room when you walk in. Yes, I've been talked to like I was a drug addict. And yes, I done cussed them, slap the fuck out, because what you're not going to do is talk to me like that ever in your life again. You're going to learn one time and one time only. The next time, I'm going to file a complaint. The next time, I'm going to start calling the director of every department in this hospital till I get somebody that's going to listen. The next time, I'm going to go to the state board and file a complaint. See, that's how I start talking. Yeah, I've been in the hospital after surgery, and they wanted to bullshit me about pain medicine. So, okay, tell me what. Who's your director of nursing? If they're not on staff at the moment, when do they come back on? When they clock back in? What's their name? What's their email? What's their phone number? What's the director of this floor? What's the director of this department? I'm asking for everybody. And the sad part is when you start talking like that, they start jumping. Y'all have heard me say many times, don't ever go to the hospital by yourself if you can help it. I don't give a goddamn if you got to pay your neighbor to come up there and say they're your sister. Somebody needs to be coming and check on you because they do treat you differently when they know they got somebody that's going to see them about you and get in that ass. I don't care if it's my man, my besties that say they my sisters. I don't care who it is. Somebody coming up there to show their face every day. And if they can't make it in physically, you better believe they calling and they asking to speak to me while the nurse is in the room or the doctor's in the room or they calling the nurse station. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
You have to advocate for yourself, guys. Y'all can tell I'm passionate about this because this shit almost cost me my life. This is why I'm saying we are accountable. And I've shared with you before, back in 2020, I almost died. I walked around over 4 weeks with a ruptured appendix because I was strong, because I have a high tolerance for pain, because I had shit to do. And I was trying to handle business and take care of my household and do all this shit. I was brushing it to the side because it was manageable for me.
Right.
It got to the point where it was no longer manageable. That's when I broke down and said, something's wrong. Let me go to the doctor. And they still fucking missed it. A doctor and an emergency room, because they didn't do the right tests, because they didn't do any tests really, other than basic blood work and an ultrasound, and said, we don't know what it is. We need to send you to a specialist. And when I got to the second emergency room in a black neighborhood is when the white doctor said they gave you the black woman treatment. That shit pissed me off, and I ain't never been the fucking same since.
That's because it's called practice for a reason.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what they're doing, is practicing.
Yeah. But this is Gypsy why I say we have some accountability. We have to learn. I don't give a damn if you afraid to piss them off. Piss them off. What the fuck they gonna do? Decide not to treat you? Go somewhere else. As many hospitals and clinics and doctors. Listen, I fired my new primary. I've been with her a year and a half, give or take, whatever. I fired her the first day I saw her because she came in. She's not from the U.S. And she came in talking crazy to me and being rude and brisk. I said, who the fuck you? No, we can go and end this right now. Well, what's wrong? I said, you talking to me like you don't know who I am. I'm a whole fucking human being sitting here looking at you. I'm not a file or a number. And what you will do is give me the same respect you want in return. I'm going to go in and save you your time. Girl, I started packing my shit up. She said, no. Oh, okay, you want to start over? Let's see how you're going to do this. And she been nothing but amazing ever since, because I set that standard. What I will never do is let a person who's working for me make me feel like I am less than. And your doctor is like anybody else that you give your hard-earned money to. They got to earn that shit. And if they're not earning it, God damn it, take your ass somewhere else. I'm sorry to go off on a tangent, but this is costing too many of us our lives. Whether you are a pregnant Black woman in the system, whether you going in for a cold or surgery or basic upkeep or physical or whatever, we have got to learn how to open our mouths and demand more. Yes, it starts at the political level, but it also starts boots on the ground every time you walk in to get help for something.
Yep.
Take somebody with you if you can't speak for yourself. And even if you got to go by yourself because can't nobody else make it, listen, I have called people on the phone when I was real sick, and if they couldn't be there with me in person, so that somebody else could hear their voice and knew I was still not by myself. Or I said, hey, I'm going to go ahead and record this conversation because I need to be able to play it back for the people when I get home so they can help me follow up on all of this. And if they're not okay being recorded, baby, you can't help me because what you got to hide. It shouldn't be nothing you have to say to me that can't be recorded.
Facts.
James said, right. I'm off my soapbox for the moment.
But that is what we wanted to talk about too. Is like, no matter whether it's your.
But hold on, wait. Okay, so let me start at the beginning.
Please, sir.
Because y'all been going back and forth. I'm like,
you could have been jumped in. Don't do me like that.
Nah. So I'm just gonna say. From the beginning, like with the whole age difference thing. I mean, yeah, back in the day we were raised different, we were taught different, we were brought up different. We actually used to get out on our bikes with our crew and roam the neighborhood and shit. So we had those type bonds. Nowadays they don't do shit but sit in the house and play video games. Now they might got a crew on Call of Duty, you know what I'm saying? When they online, that's all they know. They online, they don't hang out. So of course, when they go out, it don't translate the same. It don't correlate with them. It's all just, and so that's how that kind of stuff happens. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, there used to also be, people that looked out in the neighborhood. Oh, I seen them over there. I seen them, you know what I'm saying? So at least you had a good starting point. That don't happen no more. So that's that. Now, as far as the medical, I mean, you definitely are correct with that. You definitely got to learn. First of all, stay off WebMD. Consult actual medical journals to get straight up information. Don't, because WebMD you think you got 15 different things and you don't know what it is. You know what I'm saying? So, but also build that relationship. You say what?
It wasn't a brain tumor. It was just a headache.
You know what I'm saying? But also build those relationships and know who you're working with. Like, yeah, definitely if you got a medical professional that don't treat you, that doesn't make you feel safe, it doesn't make you feel comfortable, definitely seek somebody else. There's a word for that. It's called a second opinion. That exists for a reason. Don't just sit there and take whatever they give you thinking, oh, this is what it is. Don't just settle on that. All right, that's it, my piece.
I want to say something to that. So I'm with you on that, Sean, with the WebMD. Now, the reason y'all heard me say YouTube, let me explain that. I think a lot of times we undervalue how helpful it can be to know that we're not alone in the whatever the experience is that we're going through, and to get other people's perspective on it or to help prepare. So I love getting on YouTube. Like, now I ain't gonna lie to you, when I had my breast reduction, I didn't want to see the surgery beforehand because I probably would have canceled it because that shit is intense. I was like, I'm good. I did do my research and asked some people who had the surgery, like, okay, how did you prepare? What did you need to buy? How did your family have to help? Because I still, you know what I'm saying? Right. And I did watch it after I had the surgery because I just wanted to see, but I didn't want to freak myself out beforehand and be like, nah, I'm out. Had I watched it before, I probably would have canceled it because this shit is intense. But it was definitely improvement for my quality of life. So it was hands down worth it, right? Mm-hmm. And after I did mine, I did a couple of videos on YouTube to share like how I prepared for the surgery, what I purchased, what I already had in the house that I was able to use, how I kind of, changed things after the surgery during the first few weeks of recovery, how, everybody had to kind of participate to help with certain things. And then like just recently having the surgery on my hand. Now that I did look on YouTube for, because I wanted to see what does the surgery look like. I wanted to be as prepared as possible. So a lot of these things, you can see the actual videos of surgery. And so I wanted to see that and just kind of prepare my mind. And same thing, I wanted to know, what does the exercise process look like? As far as rehabbing, range of motion, and full recovery, and OT or PT or whatever you want to call it. I wanted to kind of get an idea of, okay, how do I need to prep around the house? Are there certain things I need to have on hand, that kind of thing. Stay y'all asses off WebMD unless you truly have the ability to discern. You know what I'm saying? Don't get on there scaring the hell out yourself. But ask questions to your trusted people, right? Ask questions to your community to see whatever it is that you're doing, even if it's a new medication that your doctor is talking to you about. I have been prescribed medicine for ADHD, and I don't always take it, but that's a conversation I have had with my doctor. Like, here's how I use it. Here's when I will take it. Here's when I won't, right? Because it is a stimulant, Right. But I've had clients that have asked me, after getting diagnosed, I've had friends that have asked me, and I share my experiences. Now, everybody's experience is going to be different with how your body metabolizes medication. But again, asking those questions kind of gives you the ability to see, okay, here are the possibilities of what this could look like, or if this might be normal or outside of the box, or no, I think I need to ask about this because I'm not sure, right? Again, you could be dead on your, y'all, shit, I just thought about this. So I recently had somebody tell me, he asked me about my dad, and I was like, yeah, he died some years ago. And he's like, yeah, my dad died too. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. And he died whenever it was, 80 something. And he said, yeah, they found him with roaches crawling out of his nose. What the fuck? Oh shit. Okay. This is again why we need to communicate, right? Because that clearly is an indication that person has been dead for a minute. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
You don't want to be at home in your bed or in your bathroom. I had an old tenant that I got an update about. Thank God his job had the property maintenance guy's phone number, because they had to call him to go check on him because nobody had heard from him for days. He had an aneurysm and was on the floor, barely alive, right? Wow. So these are the kind of things. This is why I say, when you're not feeling good, listen, I'll text my friends and be like, somebody call me in an hour and check on me. Or I'll call them and be like, somebody call me in an hour. If I'm not feeling well, like if my migraine is not letting up after I took, something or went for whatever, hey, it's not letting up. Somebody call me and check on me in an hour to see if I need to go to the doctor and get a steroid shot. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? My friend, that's a nurse. When I had surgery on my hand, I was taking the bandages off, sending her pictures. Like, this is what it looked like.
It's supposed to look like this.
Because somebody needs to know, like, real talk. What if it got infected and I'm not paying attention, and all of a sudden I don't feel good and my ass don't wake up?
And like, you think it's just the pain from the surgery,
right?
When in fact you got an infection,
right? So use your resources, use your community, but also I call my doctor's office and get updates like, this is what's happening. I'm not sure about this. Is this something I need to come in for, or based on what I'm describing, how do you guys feel? And, you know, they'll tell me. But it also saved my life February when I had that scope done and they gave me an infection and I didn't know it. That saved my life when I called my friend who was a nurse and I was telling her, I don't feel good. I'm about to lay down. And when she called me an hour later, I could barely stand up. That saved my life that night to get to the hospital. You get what I'm saying? So there's a reason that y'all hear me screaming about this and saying, be proactive. Tell your community. Too many people have died. Y'all hear about these damn celebrities? People find them just dead at home. Like, listen, this shit is happening every day to everyday people too, not just celebrities.
Well, that's mostly drugs.
No, that was not what I was talking about, but okay.
No, I understand, but most of the celebrities, they be finding they be drugs. It's only been a few.
Everybody ain't on drugs, Sean.
It's only drugs. Okay, so name a celebrity. Name a celebrity they found that wasn't on drugs. I said name a celebrity they found that wasn't on drugs.
Shit, I don't know. I don't follow them like that. All I know is every time I turn around, somebody done died. I don't damn know. Whatever.
Right. Like,
and when I say drugs, I'm not even saying like, you know, coke or you know, I mean, because what's that? A
lot of them be on prescriptions.
Yeah. What's that sleeping shit that killed Michael Jackson? You know.
That's some shit you shouldn't be taking at home anyway. Propofol.
Whatever it's called.
I'm like, I don't think he's a good example.
You got to have enough money to have an anesthesiologist or a doctor at your house to be able to administer it. I don't have that. So I don't have to worry about propofol.
But all I'm saying is that's what be happening with these stars. I mean, they, just like you said, he had a medical professional there, and he still died.
But that's because he was a medical professional, not an anesthesiologist.
But that being said, let's also look at, I'm talking about in general, like elderly. I'm talking about our family members that have mental health issues or dementia, because dementia don't always set in just because you're old, right? And when I say old, I mean like 80 and above. You got people in their 50s getting dementia. Sometimes people in their 40s getting dementia, right? You know, they may be fine living on their own, and then that one day happens and it catches up to them. You get what I'm saying? That being said, you got people that have seizure disorders. You got people that have epilepsy. You got people that have migraines. If that migraine hits just the right way and you can't even see to dial somebody's phone number. Right. Like, this is why I'm saying there's so many simple things that I think we've all taken for granted for so long.
Right.
And we just assume that we're going to be okay. We assume that person's going to be okay. Like, this just happened to me too. Last week, I was trying to reach out to a friend of mine because I realized we would talk every like few months because she was in the middle of cancer treatment. So I was just kind of letting her focus on healing. But we always checked in no more than a few months apart. And I was like, damn, I hadn't shit. And I think when it would have been really time for our check-in was when February hit and I was sick. So I didn't get a chance to check back with her. And then life and then this and all the things. But anyway, long story short, I had texted her like a month or two ago, hadn't heard back, tried to call her and text her again. I'm like, God damn. And I found out through Facebook that she had passed. I had to go to her Facebook page, right? And I was like, fuck. Now, you know, thank God I gave her plenty of flowers when she was alive. So I feel good about that. But I was like, damn, you know, again, it just reminded me that life is so fragile sometimes and so precious, and we take it for granted that it's going to be okay. And sometimes it's not. And this is why people have to know what you're going through, right? Because luckily she had family where she was. She was not by herself. You know, she was supported till the end. But how many people are out there going through something by themselves? Now, let me use Chadwick Boseman as an example. I think that we all love him because of his acting roles, because of the persona that he, had about himself, especially the whole Black Panther thing. Like, I don't think you're going to meet none of us that got shit bad to say about him. And if you do, we all probably ready to beat their ass. You know what I'm saying? That being said, I think a lot of people have hyped up, and I appreciate it on one side and it's heartbreaking on the other. A lot of people have hyped up the fact that he went through his cancer treatment really privately, and almost nobody knew what was going on. I get it from the perspective of professionally. I assume that he didn't want, especially the movie roles that he was going into, to be distracted from, and especially Black Panther. I think especially that, because he probably recognized the magnitude of what he was building and helping to carry, not only for himself and everybody involved with that character, right? And the legacy of it, right?
Right.
But it makes me sad that people are hyping it up like, I want to be more like that. No, baby, don't be more like that. Because I'm sure he still had access to somebody. It may not have been us. We didn't know. But he had somebody in his life.
He did.
You get what I'm saying?
Folks that was on set with him, like he brought them to the set, and they thought he had an entourage because he was just being a prima donna.
Right.
When in fact, it was his support, his
they
care,
were keeping an eye,
to keep him able to function.
Exactly. So I'm like, let's not glorify that. I ain't finna lie, y'all. I cannot imagine the level of strength that took. Don't even want to try.
Right.
But let's not glorify that, because that was not easy for him. You know what I'm saying? He still had his people in his circle. We all need circles. We all need community. That's what I'm preaching tonight. We all need community. If you're going through a health issue, talk about it. Maybe not to everybody. Stop putting all y'all shit out on Facebook and Instagram and in your stories. Like, for as much as I tell y'all, there's probably 90% you don't know. And I'm good with that. But I say enough so that we can relate. But the people in my circle know what they need to know. You know what I'm saying? What you got, Sean?
I mean, well, nah. I mean, that was my man. He was taking from us too early, because I really was looking forward to, like, a lot more work coming from him. I mean, he played the hell out of Thurgood Marshall. That was great. I mean, he's done some things. 42. That was a great movie. I mean, he's done impactful things. And then I know, Black Panther was a comic book adaptation movie, but I mean, he played the hell out of that role. And that's why they can't find anybody to like put back into that role, because it's hard. And I understand, so they gotta move on from that and try to do something different. But I mean, he was just a hell of an actor.
Yeah.
And I admire him because his whole story was amazing.
Yeah.
From beginning, because even when he was in school, he got sponsored by Denzel.
Mm-hmm.
And that happened because what's her name? What's Felicia Rashad's sister name?
Debbie Allen.
Debbie Allen was his acting coach, and she was calling around because they was having this thing where he could have gotten to this class, and she was calling around because she knew, like, this guy's amazing. I need somebody to sponsor him. And she called around, and Denzel was like, "What? I'll do it." He didn't even know him. He said, "I'll do it." And then boom, bam. Next thing you know, we have this wonderful actor. And I mean, I understand he went through his thing, and to me, yes, the whole world don't have to know, as long as your people close to you know.
Mm-hmm.
Those that matter, those that you care for, as long as they know, then that's all they need to know.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody gonna know. If I'm going through it like that, I just want to wake up one day and I'm just gone.
I feel you on that.
Like him, I don't want a pity party, and that's the other thing too. Is that?
But that's not a pity party when people that's close to you know about it. If they know about it and they know how you are, you're not gonna have a pity party. They just need to know,
right?
Yes, you're not sitting there getting ate by the cats or the dog. You know what I'm saying?
To get their affairs in order, though. Like, seriously, like, just, because you could be here today and gone today. I done lost 5 classmates in the last couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
It's a
lot.
lot. It's a lot.
But we've talked about that too. Like, get your shit together, put it in writing, make sure the right people have access. Don't just say, I told everybody, not put it on my Facebook, and nobody gives a damn. Tell the people that matter. Make sure they know where your stuff is. Make sure they can get access to the right accounts, the right documents, the right paperwork.
Right.
If somebody has power of attorney, if you're incapacitated and can't speak for yourself, make sure you got a living will. Make sure you got a written will who gets your shit and your assets. Make sure you got an attorney helping you map it out, an estate planner, somebody to help you navigate so that everybody know where everything is going. Or at least you got an executive who know where everything is going so they can tell them. Right. Like, somebody needs to help. And like I said, I just used Chadwick Boseman as an example because I think he was the epitome of strength. And that, like I said, I can't even fathom. But even he still had the people in his innermost circle that knew so that he could have some support, right? So let's not glorify and make it seem like struggling silence is the thing, because it's not. And there's no prize for how silently you can struggle. There's not.
Nope.
And I agree with you, Gypsy. I get not wanting to make whatever challenge the focal point. I don't know that I necessarily agree with not telling people. I'm with Sean on that. Tell the people in your inner circle, because I ain't finna lie to you. I will cross the veil and haunt your ass in spirit if you die and you don't tell me you about to check out this motherfucker. Like, we're going to have some real problems. Tell the people that love you what's going on, because I'm with Sean. If they love you and they know you, they're going to honor what you want. It's not about them. It's just about making sure that the people who should have the ability to enjoy the maximum moments with you until you leave. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now, let's be real.
Well,
you're going to spend an eternity cursing out in the afterlife.
Damn sure will.
Y'all understand why I got that way. It's because with my mother, it was more of watching her and wondering, today, is it today? Because she had a toe tag number on her. They said she's going to be out of here in 6 months. You know what I'm saying? So when you got that going on, once you experience that, you kind of like, nah, I don't want people.
I've experienced the same thing, and I still don't think that way. Nope.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, if I go to the doctor tomorrow and they're like, yeah, you're gonna be dead in 6 months, I'm gonna tell the people closest to me, look, I'm out of here in 6 months. I don't want y'all to be all sad or no, I'm gonna do what I gotta do, and when I'm gone, this all that need to happen. This where this at. This where this at. This where this at. That's it.
See, I can rock with it either way. I'm that friend. Like, if you call me and say, Jay, this is what they said, but I need to beat this. I got to live. I'm going to stand 10 toes down with you in faith to the day you take your last breath, if that's what you want. But if you say, listen, I just want to live my last days in peace, whatever that look like, then I'm that friend that's going to rock with you on that. It's whatever you want, because you're the person that's got to live it. But I still say, give the people that love you the opportunity. One of my best friends died last March, right? But I had the opportunity literally up until the last week of her life. We were still talking.
Gotcha.
Like, even when she was in the hospital, even when she couldn't really talk, and we were just texting because she was weak and really didn't feel like talking on the phone. Like, we still checked in every day, right? We went from talking 3-4 hours a day. Like, she was the only person I would talk to that long on the phone. Like, I don't like talking like that. But that was my boo. You know what I'm saying? We talked about business. We talked about everything, because she was a business owner as well. But when it got to that point, it was like, okay, baby, as long as you standing, I'm going to stand 10 toes down with you. And when you're ready to let go, I will let you go in peace, but I'm still going to be here with you to the end.
Right.
And so I think it's just about, how do people respect you and how do people love you? You know, the people that love you and honor you the way that you want to be loved, and honor you the way that you want to be respected. And those people deserve to know. You also got to know your people, because like Sean said, everybody don't look at, I done been around so much death that I'm not going to say I'm desensitized to it, but when you do hospice work, it's different. It becomes a whole different experience. And I've been there too many times with people at the end and prepping for the end. You know what I'm saying? So,
child, folks be walking through here like this Call of Duty, and all they got to do is press reset and start new game.
Call of Duty? That what?
John, get what I'm saying?
I got her reference to what she sees, because she's saying
I know what Call of Duty is, but I'm like, I don't think we that crass, are we?
No, but no, what she's saying is a lot of people think that they basically, not gonna die. Like, all they gotta do is reset and they gonna keep going, but I mean, hey, let's see it. The world is the world. That's all I'm gonna say. The world is the world. We all die someday. We all die one day. Ain't nobody living forever.
Nope.
Not now anyway. Maybe another 50 years they'll have the technology where you could just sit there and print you out a liver and go to a hospital and get it implanted or whatever.
I hope not.
You know what I'm saying?
If I have to be replaced with animal parts, I'm on it.
I ain't say animal parts. I said print you a liver. So you got a 3D printer. You push the button. You print you a liver. You go to the hospital. They implant it. I mean, because right now they 3D printing like meat and shit, and people are eating it. So,
yep.
I think I want to be a vegetarian.
I mean, I don't know if it's being widely sold, but they are, making synthetic meats and shit like that people eat. Not the plant-based. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about like meat.
Is that what they mean when they say plant-based?
No, plant-based is plant-based shit. But this is like meat they growing in the lab and shit. They like growing synthetic meats in the lab.
Oh Jesus!
And people are eating it, and I'm like, that's when we're gonna start having 3 and 4 arms. You're gonna have an ear on your cheek and shit like that. You eat that shit.
Yep. I got nothing.
Okay.
So what are some of the things? One of the questions I did ask, because we did have this up here talking about, surgery and everything. So I did have somebody that was asking, when you and I both shared, like, I went through the surgery and then you are considering for, I can't remember whether you said for carpal tunnel or the queer vein, and I had both done on my left hand, and I'll have them both done on my right hand, I think in November. And so they were asking me how I prep. So I will tell y'all that real quick.
Okay.
And then I had somebody ask about the breast reduction. I'm so sorry, y'all. I don't know what happened. There's one video on my channel with the breast reduction that just got weird, like halfway through and kind of cut out. So that list is the supply list of what I purchased or had around the house that I gathered for my breast reduction is on that video. And I will try to update it and re-record it or re-upload the original if I can find it. But basically for the breast reduction, every woman is going to be affected differently. I was ready to chop these bitches off and let them take them. I would have gave them more if they would have took it. But because insurance paid for mine, they do have a model that they have to follow based on your height and your weight, right? So I had about half of mine taken off. And so the biggest thing you have to be aware of is the limited range of motion right after the surgery. Like, so, most people don't even think about it, but you push up off the toilet, you reach for stuff, you grab the sink when you're standing off the toilet, or you're reaching for stuff in the shower. So you can't you can't raise your hands above your head. You can't be bending down. You can't be picking stuff up off the floor. Nothing over 5 pounds. Even in the shower, you can't be holding on to the bar and doing all your freakish shit in the shower. The first week or a couple of days or whatever, it may be hard to stand up and bathe. And so like I invested in a shower chair because it was just easier. And then I got the loofahs that have the long handles on them. I got that because again, you can't be bending down and doing all this other stuff. So I got the loofahs with the handles. And I think I bought like a 6-pack of those or something like that. And I used that to like really be able to, and then I bought the little thing that has the suctions on the bottom that you can put in your shower, your bath to scrub your feet. So I had that, had the loofah for my legs.
Oh, one of those scrubbing mats. You got one of those scrubbing mats?
Yeah. So I had
that's cool when you got that, because most people don't know about that. That's just cool.
man, that thing is a jam.
Mm-hmm.
I got the scrubbing mat for my feet. I had the loofahs to be able to wash. I had the little long loofahs to be able to, pull across my back or whatever. I had somebody there to help me bathe the first couple of days. Because again, you got to think they're cutting deep into your chest through layers of tissue, muscle, nerves, everything. They're basically reconstructing your breast, even if you're having a breast reduction, because most doctors, depending on your size, are going to do a lift at the same time. So they're reconstructing your breast. You can't be reaching and doing all this other stuff that you're used to doing when you're bathing. So like the first couple of days, you're not going to be able to bathe until you go back and get your sutures out. So I would sit there on the sofa and we'd have the, bucket of water.
Like the sponge bath type.
Right, sponge bath for the first couple of days. Then when you go back and get your sutures and your drains taken out, then you can take a bath. So I had a chair that I would sit in the shower and bathe, and just somebody standing there for like the first 2 days to make sure I was good or helping me or whatever. The main thing is you're just going to need to buy sports bras if you're having a reduction, because they're going to give you the surgical bra. You're going to be in that for weeks, but you need to take it off and wash it because it's going to get bloody. And so I bought like a set of sports bras that were made the same way, with the zips in the front, with the same kind of support, same size. And so it's going to feel like it's too small. It's not too small. You're just going to be swollen. And so every day I would take my shower, change my bra, and wash the surgical bra and hang it up. Then when it would dry, I would put it back on. And I would do the same thing every day, wear it until I took my shower, wash it, and put on one of my replacement bras. And then, because unless you're buying more surgical bras, it's just not the same. So I did that for weeks. And then once I transitioned out of that, I had, like I said, a sports bras. I wore sports bras probably 24/7 for the first 3 or 4 months, just because it felt better. Like once you you can stop wearing the bra within like 6 to 8 weeks, but gravity, right? Because you're still getting used, your sutures are still healing, and gravity pulling on everything. Your breasts are still going to be tight because you're going to have to massage them to loosen up the scar tissue and loosen up all the fat and everything that's hardened during the surgical process and the healing process. So yes, you do actually have to massage the breast every day after the doctor gives you the clearance to do so. And so I wore bras day and night because it just felt better to not have that added pressure of not having the support. The compression helped. To prepare, I think the most important thing we did to prepare was making sure that everything was arm level. So like everything in the fridge that I needed to access, we put up on the shelves that were level to my arms being able to reach out those middle shelves. Everything else that was not needing to be refrigerated, all kind of snacks and that kind of stuff.
Not over how many pounds?
Not over 5 pounds. Okay. And I know I'm talking fast because I'm just trying to get through it so we can keep moving on. But I do have this on my YouTube channel, and I'll try to get that video fixed on there for you guys.
Let me ask you something on the milk, because this is important.
Yeah,
people may be used to drinking having a gallon of milk in the refrigerator. That might not be possible. They may need to get quarts.
So you're gonna need to get pints or like half gallons, or pour them in like
you know how much a gallon weighs?
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying you
like we pre-portion everything.
I'm asking a question. Do you know how much a gallon weighs?
A gallon probably weighs about 7 to 8 pounds, and the reason
exactly that's exactly how much you weigh.
I be picking them up.
Yeah, you can't. She just said you can't pick nothing up over 5 pounds.
Right.
So,
I know.
So to work around that, y'all, either because I know we want to be cost effective, right? So sometimes it's just cheaper to get the bigger sizes. Listen, if you get the bigger sizes, guys, invest in some good mason jars and pre-portion. That way it stays fresher, right? So I don't drink milk like that. I didn't have to worry about that. But even your water, if you buy like the big jugs of water, or if you got the filtration in your house and you have to change them heavy ass things, or you just got anything, it could be whatever in your pantry. Like we pre-portioned everything because I needed to be able to just reach in the fridge and grab it. Now, for the first 3 weeks, I pretty much had somebody in the house with me 24/7. And if somebody had to take a break and leave out, then somebody else was coming, just because I'm on pain medication. I had a dog in the house. Like, you don't want to fall, and especially if you fall face forward. You know what I'm saying? You really,
Right.
and if you know that you're the type to be clumsy, or you got stairs in the house that you got to navigate. Y'all see what I'm saying? This real shit.
Yeah.
You need to have somebody.
And keep in mind you on medication, so
Yes.
you got all these things to navigate, and you on medication.
And and the reason I'm saying this, most people don't know a lot of doctors do breast reduction as an outpatient, meaning you go in, have it done, and they send you home the same day. So I specifically looked for a doctor. The doctor I chose here in Birmingham, he's like one of the top recommended ones. And I chose him for that reason. But he mandates an overnight stay. He will only do it in the hospital and keep you overnight and send you home the next day so that he can monitor you. Because I react to pain medicine and anesthesia, and it takes me a long time to kind of come out of it. They kept me 2 days, right? And this is why you need a doctor that will advocate for you and not just be like, discharged. You need somebody that's going to, when I tell you this dude is strict as fuck, his nurses talk about him like he has a reputation. Everybody loves him. He mandates the temperature in your room. He mandates how often his nurses come and check on you. He don't play no games, and they know it. Love him. I have sent so many people to him. But like I said, the prep was making sure everything is, can I reach out arm's level and touch it? Right. Or no lower than my waist and grab it. No higher than my shoulders and grab it. So
when you post your stuff, you gotta post a before and after picture, and then you gotta list out everything you gotta do, and then you gotta put the video a procedure like that. You just gotta be thorough. That's all I'm saying.
You gotta be thorough. I got you, Sean. I got you.
He doesn't want to see Tete.
I wasn't trying to be funny. I fucking don't post it before and after picture. Just put a list up and put the video up. Shit. I was just trying to say you gotta be thorough, because you want to give people a sense of, this is what I had, and this is what I got now, because I had to give it. I mean, for whatever your reason, that was your personal choice, whether it was back pain or whatever.
I mean,
you did what you did.
What I had, you couldn't really help but to see him, so I ain't really have to do it before and after. It was a noticeable difference, because they took half. Like, it was real noticeable.
That's why I said you gotta have it before and after. People can see, like, God. Okay. All right.
I will say this, like, because, I get it. Our we Black. We be wanting our cabinets and our kitchen stuff to look good. Yeah. We want our counter space to look right. So what we did was we got another table and put it on the side wall in the kitchen that sat a little higher than the countertops, right? And so everything I just might need, if I was there by myself in the overlap or whatever, I could just reach on that table and grab it. Snacks, bottles of water, the little mini bottles of juice, that kind of thing. My friends were cooking. Everybody was cooking and bringing food. So food was not an issue, or either, going out and picking something up. You don't need to be in the kitchen trying to cook. If you don't have anybody close to you, ask your friends to send gift cards so that you could, have food delivered and you can order online, or ask your friends to go online and order and have it sent to you. Like, figure out a workaround. If you just feel like you don't have that, then budget ahead of time so that you can buy, what is that thing? Because the other thing we did was, I forget which service we used.
That fresh? Yeah.
Those things we ordered like 2 weeks worth of those meals too. Like, Fresh Basket, Sun Basket. Though I can't think of the names.
I can't think of
something like that.
No, they have Hello. They have Hello Fresh. But then they have several other ones. But
that's
I never
what
heard of Fresh Basket though.
All of those. No, I swear it is one called something Basket.
I'm not saying.
But it is.
I'm just saying I never heard of Fresh Basket. I'm gonna look that one up.
50-11 y'all know what I'm saying. So take your pick. But that was the other thing we did, right? So we ordered like 2 weeks worth of those, had them in the freezer or fridge or whatever. So there was always something readily available. I slept on it. So that's the other thing. After a reduction, you got to sleep at an incline. You can't sleep flat on your back. You can't sleep on your sides. So I had the raising. I have the adjustable bed, but because it sits up.
Yeah.
No, y'all know for the longest time I had my grandmother's Craftmatic bed when she passed, and then I was so addicted to it when I finally got rid of it. I ain't had nothing since. Now it's not a Craftmatic, but it is an adjustable base. But I will tell y'all this, like based on how high your bed sit up, I couldn't get up in the bed, so I slept on the sofa. I slept on my sectional for like the first 3 weeks because I just couldn't get up, like because it was just too much going on. Couldn't. And again, you can't be pushing on anything. You get what I'm saying?
Women kill me with them high ass beds. If I go to a woman's house, she got a high ass bed, I'm out. Fuck it. I ain't trying to jump in and out the goddamn bed. That's some bullshit.
Bad nigga back. No.
That's some bullshit.
And yeah, you can have stairs and all of that, but I was paranoid about falling. I didn't want to be high on my medication, trying to stumble on some stairs, trying to get in the bed, right? So I slept on the sofa and I just had pillows behind me propped up and with my feet stretched out, you know, and just comfy. Like I was good. Had my blankets and my pillows. I was sitting there watching TV, napping. And so those are the things you got to be mindful of. Just, and button down shirts or easy pullovers. You need easy pants that you can pull up, leggings or skirts or whatever. Because again, all that bouncing we be having to do to get in them jeans ain't finna happen. You need stuff you can pull up easy, slide down easy. Train yourself beforehand to not touch anything when you sit down on a toilet and stand up from the toilet, or if you got to squat if you're in public, because you can't push off and be pulling on stuff like you normally do. All of that is off limits. I had to learn how to walk without my cane and drag my leg because I couldn't use my cane after surgery because I couldn't be pushing down on it. Right. So
well, ladies, those things. It sounds like to me you should never get a reduction.
Nah, no. Shut up, Sean. For this surgery, for the other thing, for the breast reduction, they're gonna send you home packed up, like you're gonna be padded down. Once they remove your sutures, you still may want to have pads because everything is going to be really sensitive. And so I had creams, lotions, potions. Now you can't use a whole lot of stuff until the sutures are out and everything is closed up and healed. But I was ready, baby. We had supplies for everything. Okay. I can't think of the name of it, but it's in my list on my other YouTube video for the breast reduction. But I had the cream and we would slather down and then put the pads back in place and then zip the bras up, right?
So is it like a numbing cream?
No, it's just it's not, I want to say Eucerin, but it's not Eucerin. Cetaphil, you know, the lotion, but they have a moisturizing cream that comes in a jar, a big white jar container. I got that like 3 and 4 at a time because you're reapplying 3-4 times a day. You don't want that tissue to get dry because then it's going to start itching and that friction is going to be really, really painful because everything's going to be extra sensitive as the nerves are waking up and reconnecting, as the tissue is waking up, as you have to massage. I found it easier to let somebody else massage because you're trying to do it and you're stretching and it's hurting and it's uncomfortable, and the average person has the adverse reaction to not want to hurt themselves. So I found it easier to let the man do it because, of course, they want to touch you. And so that was a way to keep intimacy. But also, you know, the massaging, you have to do it. There's no way around it because your breasts are going to be hard and lumpy. You've got to do it to break down that scar tissue and massage everything to keep that blood flowing. So I would just sit on the bed and let him massage, right? After that, it's just a matter of, I think I was driving within 3 weeks, you know. After that, it's just a matter of whatever your personal pain tolerance is. I took time off of work. I've seen people say they went back to work 2 days later. I ain't with it. I took time off of work because I just want to focus on healing. Some women really go through a traumatic experience when they have a reduction. Even though it's what they wanted, they're still missing that part of themselves. I was happy as fuck. I would have started, listen, I wanted to have a burning bra party because I was ready. But you have to figure out how you're going to feel going through it. As far as this, with the carpal tunnel and the queer vein, with this, how I prepared was making sure I had somebody to help take care of the dogs. Again, everybody cooks and brings food. This is my 3rd week. I just got my sutures out Thursday. So this is my 3rd week past surgery. And like people are still bringing food. I've got most of my range of motion back. Like I can stretch my fingers out now. I can rotate. I switch between the soft brace and the hard brace, just depending on what my pain level is. My pain is down and I'm great. Then I put the soft one on. If it's really throbbing, I'll put the hard brace on just to have a little bit more compression and cushion, because you're walking through the house and you might hit it on the counter or bump a doorknob or whatever random. And that shit hurts. Trust me. What I did to prepare for this, other than making sure that, of course, every time I've had surgery or anything medical, we always deep clean the house just to make sure everything is good. So that's one less thing you have to worry about. Everything is washed, put up, folded, whatever, sanitized. If you have children, make sure you have somebody to help with your kids, whether it's a babysitter, daycare, something. You're not going to be able to lift their asses. Nothing over 5 pounds the first 2 to 3 weeks, nothing over 10 pounds the next couple of weeks after that, between 4 to 6 weeks. And after that, you'll start to see yourself being able to work up and get towards full functionality. My surgery was on a Tuesday. I started OT that Friday. So I was wrapped up in an ACE bandage. The only thing you could see was about this much of my fingers. Everything was padded and wrapped up. Once I went to OT, they're going to unwrap you, take everything off, look at your sutures and your wounds to make sure everything looks clean, no infection, rebandage, maybe put you in a little hand sock, and then rewind.
So when you say OT, for those that may not know, I'm just saying, because some people may not know.
Occupational therapy.
Occupational. Right. Sometimes they're going to call it occupational therapy. Sometimes they're going to call it physical therapy. But either one they send you to. I chose to do it outpatient. Like I went just so they could give me a refresher and show me everything, but I chose to do it at home. Depending on your insurance, you may have the option to do it in the therapy office, but I was familiar with everything. So I was like, just show me extras that I'm not already doing and I can do it at home. If you're not comfortable with it, or if you haven't done OT or PT before, stay your ass in the office so you don't hurt yourself. Like, please, y'all, don't be at home trying to be a superhero. Like I said, when you go to that first visit, however your doctor kind of maps it out, they're going to unwrap everything, check it, and give the visual okay that you've done well. They're going to check the swelling, the bruising. My hand was bruised from around here to about here. Now I'm in week 3. It's pretty much gone. The swelling is almost gone. Like it's still some swelling in this hand, but it's almost gone. My range of motion is almost back. I've got most of my flexibility back, but I really feel it when I start to try to do this or this. This is where you're going to feel it the most, because that scar tissue is already starting to build up, right? Mm-hmm. Those nerves are waking up. Those tendons are waking up. I can't quite bend my fist yet, but I couldn't even do this before surgery.
Right.
So you're going to start to see that every day it gets a little bit easier, a little bit looser.
Does it hurt
to do this?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because this one hurts.
Yeah, it still hurts to do this, but y'all, I swear it does not hurt nearly. Like I couldn't even do this before surgery without being in excruciating pain. So to be able to do this like 3 weeks after surgery is huge. You know what I'm saying?
So how long do you think it's gonna be before you're ready to smack a bitch?
About 2 more weeks.
Oh, okay.
About 2 more weeks. The other thing you want to be mindful of. So this is my dominant hand. And so for me, I had to teach myself, like, again, I'm all about prep beforehand because I don't like to get caught off guard. So when I knew we were having the surgery, I had about 3 weeks to teach myself how to brush my teeth with my right hand, how to try to write with my right hand, feed myself with my right hand, because my left hand is my dominant hand. So that's what I naturally do those things with. And then everything else I can do with my right hand, right? So I had to reverse and learn how to do everything with my right hand. Well, what that has also done, because I already had it in both hands, now because I was down a hand and everything was on my right hand, it has caused more pain in this hand, right? So I've had to really learn how to slow down so that I don't injure this hand more and cause more damage before the surgery. That meant, y'all, for somebody who likes to be in control and likes to get shit done and likes to be independent, I have had to learn how to say, okay, and get the fuck out the way and let other people do it. Whether it is fixing, a bowl for me in the kitchen, whether it is, like it was really challenging for me to let somebody bathe me again. Like y'all want, it ain't like I hadn't been there before. I've been there, but
at the same time, you a grown ass person. You
like that shit was fucking with me.
Yeah.
Because then I was sick, like I couldn't stand up straight. Okay, that's one thing. But I'm like, I'm fine. I just got this one. Nope. Because you don't think about when you're in the shower, this got to stay dry. It can't get wet for the first 2 weeks.
I was frozen. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. It can't get wet for the first 2 weeks. I just now have been able to start washing my hands since I got my sutures out on Thursday. So that meant the first week I was literally washing these little 4 top of my fingers in the sink, like soaping them up and sprinkling, because I don't like being dirty, y'all. I don't like being dirty or sweaty, right? And I was taking a rag and washing like this. You know what I'm saying? I bought the little waterproof sleeve. It has a neoprene thing at the top that grips you, but it's only workable really in the tub, because your hand is not under the water, right? If you're going to use it in the shower like I did, you either got to be able to hold your arm up like this and keep it out of the floor of the shower, because if it's down, it still might trickle in there. And I think they do have another piece that can sit on top of it to keep the water out. I didn't do all that. I just got the sleeve. But it worked. And I could do this whole side of my body. Couldn't do this side of my body, right? Mm-hmm. So I still had to have somebody help me. And it was fucking with me. I ain't gonna even lie. You got to get out your own way, because it was a choice. Either injure this hand and risk undoing the whole surgery, or sit the hell down. And I chose sit the hell down. So I had to humble myself and just, you know what I'm saying? Let people drive me and let people help me and sit still. It's hard, I ain't gonna lie, but you got to prepare yourself for that based on whatever your lifestyle is. The other thing is just prepare yourself financially, like based on your job and your circumstance, you may feel the pressure to go back immediately, but take whatever time you can. I'm gonna advocate for that always, with your body, with your health, with your well-being. Take whatever time you can. Ask your job for I'm with you.
They don't care about you. Fuck them niggas.
I'm with you. But I understand some people don't feel like they can. So all I'm saying is ask your job for light duty. Try to take advantage of your, not your short term, because that typically won't apply unless there's something going on to keep you out longer. But if you have any medical days, if you have any holidays, if you have any light duty available at your job, if you have any desk opportunities at your job, try to schedule your surgery on a day when it's a holiday weekend coming up, maybe, so that you at least have a few days off. Like, do whatever you can do to set yourself up to succeed. Right. You're not going to be able to use this hand. I can promise you that. I done seen some people, I didn't expect it to be like this, because I've seen people days after, and I'm like, you back at work already? Girl, yeah. But they was paying for it. So I wasn't going to do that. You know what I'm saying? So make sure your community knows, let them help you, plan ahead. The only other thing we did in the house was, again, just making sure stuff was easily accessible. What I had to realize in the refrigerator, I was used to just grabbing shit. Well, now because I can't use this to counterbalance, it was a little bit harder to hold something 10 pounds. I couldn't cut up a watermelon, y'all. That was weird. So I had to get everybody else to chop stuff. I couldn't hold my knife to cut stuff. Like, it was just weird. Those are the things you got to think of. And again, prepackaged, small containers. Get your mason jars. Get your bottles. Pour smaller serving sizes. Plate your food ahead of time. Get them to pack 3 or 4 meals in the containers in the fridge. So all you got to do is go in there and grab it or heat it up, or have it on the counter, make easy. Even, y'all, this was a trip, even in trying to open a Ziploc bag. It was hard. I could do whatever with this hand, but that pull on this side was excruciatingly painful that first week. So I couldn't even open up, like, y'all know I'm addicted to my gummy bears. I couldn't open the bag. Like, I wanted to cry. Real talk. I was hurt. I think I answered most because I got quite a few questions about these two because I have talked about these two, this and the breast reduction. So I want to make sure I went back and just covered the gist of it. If you have questions that I didn't answer, feel free to ask me. And I don't mind sharing anything I can. Like I said, for this surgery, I did watch because I want to know. The procedure only takes about 15, 20 minutes. The longest part is, the longest part. Now you're going to be there a couple of hours, 3-4 hours. The longest part is when they put you in your room or wherever to get you checked in, take your vitals, get your IV started. They're going to start 2 IVs. They're going to start an IV in this hand so they can give you the numbing medicine, whatever hand they're operating on.
Move the weight.
This is before you go into the surgery room, but I'll explain that in a minute too. So when they put you in the recovery room, so the way my doctor had it set up where they practice, they put you in the recovery room that you're going to go back into after surgery. That's where you start. And that's where your person waits. So they come in, they put an IV in the hand that you're having operated on. That's where they're going to put the numbing medicine. They put the second IV in your other hand, wherever they can find a vein, hand, arm, etc. That's where your sedation is going to go, right? And then they put your blood pressure cuff on, that, all that kind of stuff. They're going to prep you, make sure you understand everything, get you to sign your forms. Anesthesia is going to come through, nurses are going to come through, doctors going to come through, everybody's going to come do their rounds, say hey, before they take you into their surgical suite, right? Once they take you into the surgical suite for this operation, they're going to transfer you to a gurney that does not have any bed rails, and they're going to strap you down. The reason it cannot have bed rails is they're going to have to put a side table onto your gurney to have the arm they're operating on outstretched so that they can do the work. When they stretch your arm out, they are going to strap it down. You're going to feel compression at the top of your arm.
They better put me to sleep because, honey, the way I be jumping and shit.
Listen. So this is what they're going to do. This is how my doctor's team did it. I'm assuming it's pretty general. So they're going to strap you down and put compression on. They're going to give you something for anxiety. That's the first thing they're going to give you in your other arm. They're going to tell you, hey, I'm about to give you a little something for anxiety. You ready? Yep. They're going to give you that. Within seconds, you're going to start to feel yourself just chill out. Like, I wasn't even anxious, but I was like, oh, like I was already chilling. Then they're going to get everything prepped up on this arm. You're going to feel the compression because they're doing that before they put you to sleep. Once they're ready, they're going to tell you, hey, we're about to go ahead and give you, I forget what they call it, but it's basically a twilight anesthesia. You're not intubated or anything like in a full-fledged, like longer surgery. If you've had epidurals, things like that, that's kind of what a twilight anesthesia is. So then they're going to give you the twilight anesthesia. You can hear everything that's going on in the room, but you are not fully awake. You're kind of in that in-between place where you're asleep lightly, but you can still hear. So I thought I was talking to them. Like I had a whole conversation with them in my head because I could hear them and I thought I was talking back. And then when it was over and they gave me the medicine to wake me up, I could feel the difference. And I was like, oh, wait. Y'all done? And they was like, yeah. I said, was I talking? And she was like, no, baby, you was talking for a minute and then you was asleep. I was like, oh, had a whole conversation. So like I said, in the surgical suite, it's only about 15, 20 minutes. The longest part is when you're getting checked in and getting prepped. And then when you're in recovery after the actual surgery is over. They're going to keep you in recovery, maybe an hour, 30 minutes, hour, 90 minutes, 2 hours, whatever. Make sure you're good. Make sure there's no nausea. Make sure you're fully awake. Make sure you're not having any adverse reactions. My hand started talking real loud. So they gave me a pain pill. And then they gave me my prescription that we had to take to the pharmacy. This is where I started cutting up because we went to the pharmacy and they was like, give us about 30 minutes. So we decided to go to like the grocery store. No, we went to Walmart. So this is where I started cutting up. I didn't want to stay in the car. I want to go in there and I want to be in the scooter. By this point, I was high. So I got in the scooter and I refused to move. Like we walked in, they had none. I was like, well, I'm going to sit right here on this bench. I ain't going nowhere till y'all find me a scooter. Like I was, They found me a scooter. I was rolling all over the store telling people to get out of my way. I'm surprised these folks didn't put me out their store. I ain't even finna lie to you. I'm real surprised. Like I think I almost ran over a couple of people. I might have ran over a couple of toes. I backed into a couple of shelves. Yeah. It was not my best moment. I had a good time though. I don't know about them. I had a good time. So then we went back and picked up my prescription from Walgreens, and then we came on.
Wow.
So again, this is like you. They're not gonna. You got to do the. Even though it's outpatient, you still need a driver. But yeah, I was
high as I don't know what, wasn't you?
Baby, as a kite, because see, I'm really sensitive to anesthesia. And then, like I said, because my hand woke up and started talking like real loud. So they gave me some pain medicine before we left. Baby, I was floating like real good. I ain't had no cares in the world. And so after that, I just came home and got into bed and passed out. But yeah, I was talking about let me be great. I was hollering, let me be great. Let me be great. Yeah, I was in rare form. You know. Be aware. Be aware. That's all I'm gonna say. And make sure you got people that love you. Because if you showing your ass, you gotta make sure they're not gonna leave you nowhere. That's all I'm saying. Again, if y'all have questions, just let me know. But I think these are things that we should be willing to share because this is how you prepare. This is how you advocate for yourself by kind of understanding what the experience looked like to give yourself a list of questions to go in and ask. This is how you learn the difference between doctors that care and don't care. Like my doctor's team was fucking hands down from the time we walked in to the time we left. His staff was calling me the next day to check on me, calling me that first week to check on me. The OT people were amazing. Like, you get what I'm saying? My follow-up with him, one of his other doctors came in to take my sutures out. But before I left, he still came in to show his face and check on me and make sure I was good and check in on my right hand. Like, because I advocate for myself and I set that tone, that's the kind of experience I have now. But it took me time to get there. And we can all have that consistently as we speak up and as we demand that level of respect and as we demand that level of care. Because if they're not giving it to you, go somewhere else. There is somebody that cares. That's what I'm saying.
Yep.
Anybody else want to throw anything else out there before we end tonight's show?
Nope. What do you want? No.
Is the dog trying to get on camera? He got something to say.
Both dogs already been on camera.
They done been over here like several times.
I saw him, but he like, I need a cameo again.
Yeah, he's like, he been bugging me and tapping on my leg and stuff the whole time. And I'm like, what do you want?
He like, let the people see me, how? Like, what? Yo, I was trying to record a video the other day. Smokey smacked my hand and stopped the recording because I wouldn't let him on the camera. I was like, this what we doing? Okay.
What, old man? What do you want? Child.
He said, let him be great. That's what he said.
Yeah, did you see him? He just tried to hit my face. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, y'all don't have enough control over y'all here.
Man, whatever. Anywho. All right. I'm finna let y'all be great.
Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you all for helping to continue to spread the word. Take whatever you can from tonight's conversation and make sure you're empowering yourself and encouraging yourself. Hopefully I was able to share something. Hopefully I was able to share something from those two surgical experiences to give you some questions to ask, some things to consider as you prepare yourself if you're going through something similar. If I didn't answer something, feel free to send it and I'll try my best to answer it. Other than that, I want to leave us with this. My greatest wish for our community is to remember. We don't need to learn it because we already know it. It's there inside of us. But to remember how powerful we absolutely are. How much power we have within us. How powerful we are to make change, to demand change, to be fucking great. Like, fuck America being great. We are already great, right? We are already great as a people, as a culture, as a community. And so that's my hope. If you get anything from what we said tonight, empower yourself and advocate for yourself. All right. That's all I got. We love y'all. Thank you to our sponsors. And we'll see y'all next Monday. So make sure you tune in, catch them replays. And peace out.